And then, I keep jumping ahead. What's up, guys? I'm Johnny Phantom. When I talk about all things Phantom, such as Harry Potter, Disney, Star Wars, whatever you name it, let's talk about it. So just the other day, on Wednesday, Super Coin Brothers released a video talking about what if the Ministry just listened to Harry at the end of Goblet of Fire. And in all honesty, I can't really see that happening, just because the fact that Sirius even says it himself. It's easier to, believe that it's not true than to agree with it, because the fact that the Wizarding World has been safe for 13 years, going on to 15, throughout this whole time that, the Wizarding World has been safe of Voldemort. And he doesn't want to bring that panic back. He doesn't want to have people be scared, because he wants to feel like he's in control. He has the power to do that, so he's going to do that. He is going to be corrupt in that sense, and keeping the control and not wanting to admit, no matter what the proof is, he is not going to admit that Voldemort's back until he sees him face to face, like he does in Order of the Phoenix. So the only way I could see something like this happening is if Barty Crouch Sr. actually saw Dumbledore, instead of being killed by Barty Crouch Jr. in the woods that night. Let's get into it. So we know that Harry is sneaking back to his dorm room after discovering the egg of the clue using the prefect's bathroom. And as he's walking back, he sees Barty Crouch in Professor Snape's office. And he thinks it's Barty Crouch Sr. But we do know that it actually was Barty Crouch Jr. The map shows Barty Crouch, not Senior and Junior, for whatever reason. He does not realize that it's Moody, because he doesn't actually have the map to see that it's Moody. And when Harry's foot goes into the step, he drops the map. Snape finds the egg with Filch and everything else, and then Moody shows up and sees the map. And obviously Moody looks down at the map and sees where he's standing with Harry. It says Barty Crouch. So he discovers that it's Barty Crouch. The only way I can see this happen, and then we know that Barty Crouch picks up the map and says to Potter, this map is awesome. Can I borrow it? And he's like, yeah, sure. Not knowing that it's a Death Eater that he's giving the map to. The only way I can see this happen. And then when Crumb and Harry leave the Quidditch pitch where the maze is, Crumb says, hey, I want to talk to you real quick. And then that's when they see Barty Crouch Sr. And he says, I need to speak to Dumbledore. I need to speak to Dumbledore. It's immediate. Now the movies show him just dead already. In the books, he actually is conscious and he's talking to Harry and he needs to see Dumbledore. Harry ends up leaving, go to Dumbledore, and leaves Crumb to watch Barty Crouch. Mad-Eye Moody, who is actually Barty Crouch Jr., ends up stunning Crumb, killing Crouch. By the time they get back, he's gone. And the only reason Barty Crouch Jr. knows that this is taking place is because he's looking at the map. And he was able to loop around back, sneak up on them, and take cover. If Harry never dropped the map, drops the egg, Filch comes by, this and that. The whole thing happens, conversation between Snape and Moody. And Moody says that's Potter's egg because he can see through the invisibility cloak. He would give the egg back to Harry. I think Harry would probably stash the map in his, pocket, because he doesn't know how Moody would feel about that. So he wouldn't get an opportunity to really look at the map and see that Moody is actually Barty Crouch. He wouldn't put two and together at that point. But at this point, Barty Crouch Jr. does not have the map. So therefore, he cannot see certain things going on. So two things can happen. Either when Barty Crouch Senior shows up and talks to Harry and says they need some Dumbledore, Crumb could really just watch him. Professor Moody may not even know about it, may not even sense it. So he could just be up at the castle not knowing about it, and by the time you get down there, it's too late because he's already with Dumbledore talking to Barty Crouch Sr. They get him up to the castle, and Barty Crouch Jr. does not have his opportunity to kill his father. And with that being said, they just get a confession out of him. And then they find out about Barty Crouch Jr. before the third test even happens, which would be detrimental to the story because they know about the plan, and therefore Barty Crouch Jr. would not have the opportunity to turn the cup into a portkey in order to send Harry to the graveyard. So this could potentially stop Voldemort's plans from coming to power in general, unless Barty Crouch Sr. admits that he knows Voldemort's back, he knows this, but he may not know all of the stuff. He may not know everything that's going on. He may not know about Moody being... he may not know about his son using Polyjuice Potion to be Moody... to be Mad-Eye Moody. He may just know certain things about Voldemort coming back to power. He may know about Birth of Dorkins. He may know about a few of the other things, but he may not know all of the details. Because he was under the Pierce Curse, so his mind's a little... Anyway, if that's the case, then Barty Crouch Jr. can still turn the cup into portkey, still do that, but Voldemort does come to power, and then we find out about Moody being Barty Crouch Jr. And Dumbledore obviously puts two together, so he may still have Barty Crouch Sr. locked up, and he may be able to get a confession out of him in order to tell the Ministry, look, this is what's been going on. Voldemort is risen. I feel like the government's still going to want to shut it up. The Ministry is still going to give the kiss to Barty Crouch Jr. and they're going to give the kiss to Barty Crouch Sr. because it's still going to put a damper on the Wizarding world. They may want to hush up a lot about it. If Cornelius Fudge does hear the confession with Veritaserum through Barty Crouch Jr. or Sr. at that point, he may have that. Okay, he's back, but he can't. He's teetering on the edge. He wants to not believe it, but the evidence is there. So he may still not want to bring it public just yet, which means he now knows that that Dumbledore was telling the truth the entire time, meaning that Sirius Black is now innocent, which means Harry can go live with his godfather for a summer. The only thing is, because of the charm that was put onto for Privet Drive, he has to go there for at least a day. Go there, Sirius comes by, picks him up, brings him back to Summertime. No Dementor attack, unfortunately, because they don't want to admit it, and by admitting it, they would have to... Umbridge doesn't send in Dementors because there's no need to, because the Ministry believes but doesn't believe. And by that I mean they don't want to tell the public that Voldemort's back, but they don't want to fully agree with Dumbledore. So they're not really hoping Dumbledore. They're more kind of just skating through and pretending like it doesn't exist. They know it does, but they're pretending it doesn't. So a few of the things are going to change. First of all, Sirius is back. Sirius is allowed to go into public. Dumbledore does not have a problem finding a defense against the Dark Arts teacher. That's right. Sirius Black will become the new defense against the Dark Arts teacher instead of that wicked witch Umbridge. Wicked. And without the Ministry fully stepping into the school, they may have some different rules and things they want to try to change, but Sirius will be a great teacher, and there's no need to form Dumbledore's army because they have Sirius, who is a phenomenal teacher, doing just that. Basically creating Dumbledore's army right there in his classroom. So none of the stories are going to come out in Daily Prophet about Dumbledore and Harry and being senile and crazy, because the government's not going to want to even, but they're going to pretend that nothing happened. Cedric Diggory's death was an accident. That's going to be the same. However, they're not going to be talking about how senile Dumbledore is and not going to try to push him out of office. And if you know of Order of Phoenix, the whole point was the prophecy. Because the government is going to be knowing about this, Dumbledore can tell him, look, Voldemort's going to have the prophecy. You need to protect the prophecy as much as possible. So, of course, the Ministry is going to protect the prophecy. The one thing I forgot to mention is the fact that here's a question. If the Ministry believes that Voldemort's back and listens to Harry because of the confession through Barty Crouch Sr., would they just arrest Malfoy and all the other Death Eaters that Harry names? Which means that he has no followers. Except, I think, the breakout of Azkaban. Obviously, he can control the Dementors almost instantaneously and have them break out almost immediately. So he still has all the followers that he has. He just doesn't have the ability to have Lucius kind of hang out in the Ministry as he normally does, because his cover is now blown. He doesn't have the same pull in the Ministry that he would have before to have people in the Ministry at the time easily to get access to the prophecy. And because the Ministry is found in prophecy, Harry's not going to have the vision of Arthur being attacked by the snake, because that's not going to happen. Voldemort's not going to attempt to try to get to the prophecy using the snake. So Voldemort doesn't know about the connection between him and Harry. So I'm not sure where this else would go. It's very tough because certain things happen at the end of Order of Phoenix that continue the story on. I mean, Dumbledore could just tell Harry, yes, this is what the prophecy is. This is, to still push that part of the story forward, because Harry still has to understand that he needs to die in order to save everyone from Voldemort. But we don't learn about the odd behavior between Voldemort and the snake. We don't get those same visions. Sirius Black potentially could not die unless the curse holds up with the position of Defense of the Dark Arts. But so Super Coen Brothers in their video discussed about a fight between Sirius and Black and ended up killing Black, which then destroyed Sirius's cover. I don't like that because I don't want to kill Black off, but it's like the only thing that makes sense. So then a year earlier, Snape would have been blown his cover and would be considered a Death Eater at that point. At which be no point in to try to infiltrate Hogwarts in order to try to kill Dumbledore the next year. That ruins a lot of things. So Barty Crouch needs to die and not give confession. The Ministry needs to not listen to Dumbledore because the story would not go the same way. And with all the guesswork Dumbledore does, with the Horcruxes and everything else and all the research that he does, if the government listened to him from the beginning, he would not have the ability to do that. He would not have the ability to see, okay, this is what I need. he would not. He could still go out there and find these Horcruxes, but there'd be no need to look at it from a certain perspective because the Ministry's behind him, and that would change Order of the Phoenix story so much that the prophecy thing would change, the discussion about a certain Horcrux would change. Barty Crouch Sr. needs to die before he can confess. It would be nice to see things play out a certain way. Sirius Black still being alive. Possibly, they can still get Slughorn to come back the following year. Maybe Voldemort's not trying to kill Dumbledore the same way, so Draco's still not, doing all that, which means Dumbledore could potentially still be alive for the following year and encourage Harry and to help Harry get the Horcruxes faster. Because the only reason he wants Slughorn is to figure out how many Horcruxes. He knows that Voldemort definitely created a Horcrux. We just need to know how many Horcruxes he created. And then that way he can figure out what they could be. Let's talk about today's sponsor, Raze Energy Drink, brought to you by Rep Sports. That's REPPsports.com. Use coupon code JohnnyHuey, save yourself 15% off. This is the best damn energy drink you ever have. 0 calories, 0 sugars, full of amino acid electrolytes, and 2 types of caffeine. One caffeine that's gonna wake you up nice and slow, last all day, and one that's gonna let you wake real quick. So you're alert real fast, you're focused real fast, and it keeps going throughout the entire day. Go to websports.com. Use coupon code JohnnyHuey. Save yourself 50% off your energy drink purchase, your protein cake purchase, your protein mix, your workout mixes, whatever your dietary supplements need is. Rep Sports got you covered. Go check them out today at reppsports.com. Let's get back to the video. So, I don't want to piggyback off of the Spring Complete video so much because, that was their version of the story. It was really good. If you want to go listen to it, go check it out. But how they got there, I didn't like. They talk about the Ministry just listening to Harry, which I can't see being possible. Which is why I went back and said, let's talk about what if Barty Crouch Sr. was able to get to Dumbledore and tell him what happened and what he did. About breaking his son out of Azkaban, Voldemort, basically putting a Pierce curse on him, taking him over, and everything else. I just can't see where the story will go because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't flow right because it's like the butterfly effect of the story. Like, you change one little thing and everything else changes, and it can be either a good way, because I've talked about what if before, and it works out. But with this, because it's so close to the end, and Order of Phoenix is such a detrimental piece to the puzzle, where we first see the use of another Horcrux. We don't know about the ring at this point. We know about the diary being a Horcrux. But we see the snake. The behavior of the snake is very important. It's also very important of Voldemort allowing himself to possess Harry's mind and build that connection, because at the end of the Order of Phoenix, when Harry is in the Ministry and Voldemort literally possesses his body, Voldemort realizes that he can't do it because of the power of love. So all the visions that Harry does get later on, begrudgingly against the nagging of Hermione, saying, "You need to close out your mind, Harry. You need to stop that." Dumbledore, well, it doesn't matter, Hermione, because this is very important, because Harry never tells you that, hey, Dumbledore told me Voldemort wouldn't try to possess my mind anymore, so all these visions I'm getting are just him being angry or upset about something, and I can't control it. Even if he could use occlumency to his full extent, I doubt Harry could be able to close out these emotions, because the connection that they have is not the same as everyone else. It's not, even Snape says occlumency, in order to read somebody's mind, you need to be a certain distance from them. A distance matters in the magical world. You can't read someone's mind 500 miles away from you. But Voldemort can with Harry because of the connection through the possible Horcrux that Harry is technically a part of. So with that being said, it would be great to see, a what-if scenario of Barty Crouch actually met the Dumbledore, but I just can't see the story progressing any farther after Order of the Phoenix. It may drag out a little longer in order to fully defeat Voldemort, so we may have 9 books at that point, which I'm not completing. Nope, not at all. Anyway, thank you guys much for watching. Make sure to like button, hit the subscribe button, and check out my merch store down below. Just in time for the holidays. And go check my Spotify. I only have 2 things on my... Shut up! Go check my Spotify. Hit that join button down below, because I got stuff, videos, content on here just for you. Only if you hit that join button. So please, it'll help me out a lot, so I can keep continuing to do videos such as this. Why did I talk like that? I don't know. Anyway, see you guys next time. But before you go, make sure you check out that video right there and that one right there. I think you'd enjoy them. We'll say.